I went from one side of the empire, where I was born, in 57, in Accra, which was then still the Gold Coast, a British colony. And I left to go to England in 66, after the coup, which overthrew the Nkrumah government. My parents were both political activists. My father died, and so we had to go. And it's a kind of paradox, because when my parents, who were studying in England, left, I mean, they left to go and make that change. They left to go and...
To contribute to independence
to overthrow
of Ghana.
the British, yeah. And I think I remember my mother telling me once that one of the most demeaning and humiliating things she had to do was to leave Britain in the 50s, swearing to kick out the British, doing that, and then having to turn up at the doors of England with 4 kids saying, please let me in, because otherwise I'm going to die. And it's the way in which...
That's the irony of migration.
Yeah, essentially. It's a way in which our identities have shifted and turned and twisted with...
Did you feel this? Did you feel that your mother was feeling...
I tell you what I felt. We were having a conversation, 2 people and I, yesterday, about images and sounds and what you remember most. I remember the aura of fear. I don't remember any distinct moments. I remember this kind of aura, this all-pervading sense that something was wrong, and that we had to get out of that space. Not necessarily the country, but that space, you know. And I sensed that all my friends who I used to play with, I suddenly couldn't play with anymore. It was just this feeling that something had changed. Yeah. And it took a while to find out that it had something to do with the death of my father, but that took a while. Nobody told us. Oh, he's just gone away, as you say to kids.
Because he died by natural cause?
No. He died in that period of the coup.
Political violence. Yes.
Yeah. And so, you just instinctively felt something's wrong. So we need to leave.
Yeah. I mean, already as a young kid, you felt that migration was layered with meaning and hidden meaning.
Yeah, but I think in that sense I'm sort of more connected to the earlier generation than the later ones. I mean, there was a sense of relief, when we arrived in England. I remember feeling, because we went through the whole world. We went to America, they wouldn't take us. We were in France, they wouldn't take us. Whoa. And finally we arrived in England, so I was very
The last place your mother wanted to go to. Okay.
We were finally, and I remember this sense of relief. And thinking back now, it's the kind of relief that the colonial subject from the colonies probably would have felt, to finally arrive in the motherland in the 50s and early 60s, maybe late 40s.